Hey, this is a good time for celebrations. And you know what celebrations are? Evelyn's going to help me out here. It's a chance for you to be happy about something, anything in your life, anything today, anything in this moment that is going well that you want to just acknowledge. And if you do have something, raise your hand, and Evelyn will bring a mic for you to share. Victor.
Good morning. I got a new guitar.
Ooh.
First time in probably 20 years.
Nice. You going to play it for us today?
I'm going to play it Thursday at Beach Hut Deli downtown.
Ah, see, that was your lead-in to that. Okay.
From 5 to 7.
Perfect.
But, yeah, it's a really beautiful tone I'm really excited about.
Yeah, come see the new guitar. Not Victor, the new guitar. It's awesome over here. We got Eric.
Good morning. I got a call last night from my 34-year-old son Henry and his girlfriend Abby to announce that they have become engaged.
Woo!
I'd also point out that this is our first service in January, so we need to do January birthdays.
Oh, that's a good point. January birthdays. Should we celebrate that? Anybody else got a celebration while Dave runs around here? Right over here. Evelyn. Oh, and then we have Don over here, too.
Somebody help me.
We'll sing happy birthday, everybody, okay? Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
And many more.
Wah, 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 wah. And Dwana, what are you celebrating?
I love surprises, and yesterday, I did my vision board works play shop, and I thought 3 or 4 people were coming, and there were 14, because there was a glitch in the system. So first of all, I need to thank Claire for running out and getting more boards. I need to thank Kevin for fixing the glitch today, and this is Genesis's vision board. So happy surprises, yay!
Yay!
I beat you to it. I am celebrating that my sister-in-law got very sick about 5 years ago, and she's been on kidney dialysis ever since, and she passed away yesterday morning, 4:30, in hospice. 6 of her 10 children was able to come down to visit, but she is no longer suffering, and she'll always be with the family in our hearts.
Yeah, I'm celebrating my daughter's due week is this week, and so I am going to be a grandfather.
Grandpa!
Unbelievable. So I'm really excited about it. They're tucked away, or they're living next to this really cool spiritual community in Florida, and just everything's going well for them.
Awesome. We have a lot of grandparents here, so if you need advice, feel free to check in with them. Over here, Evelyn.
Well, on the solstice, we had to put down one of our horses. He'd been with us for 20 years. But as he lay there passing, I had my hands on him, and I just felt this cloud of peace just envelop me, and I've felt it ever since. And he said, "Thank you." So it was happy for him.
Hi, I'm Ellie. I'm celebrating becoming an auntie. My sister's pregnant, so I'm super excited.
Baby action going on around here. Something's in the water. Anybody else? One more celebration. Way over here. Run, Evelyn. Run. Anne-Marie's got one. All the way to the wall. There she is.
Although now my daughter Jane's back in college as of, she flew back yesterday, and my daughter Jessica's all the way over in Oahu. But what I'm celebrating is that I had so much time with them over a break, and we had just an absolutely fabulous Christmas and New Year's and time together. And I'm just very grateful for my relationship with my girls.
Yay. And you got to visit them in my hometown of Kailua, too, which was a pretty awesome. Like, where they're staying is literally where I went to junior high, and used to, I'm not even going to talk about what I used to do there. Yeah. I had something in my head, but I don't think it's appropriate. Oh, we got online one, sorry.
Online. Tamara Schmidt would like to celebrate getting time with family from South Africa, New Zealand, and Australia in California for her dad's 90th birthday.
Whoa, nice.
Woohoo! Allie Crane is grateful for being one of our prayer chaplains and a new member. Through infinite possibilities, Tamara Schmidt brought her into the fold.
Nice. Welcome, Allie. She's been awesome on our prayer team.
And Allie Crane would also like to let you who lost the horse know that she is on the Rainbow Bridge awaiting all those he has loved when the time comes. Namaste.
Thank you, Allie. Awesome. Well, the Earth has a celebration. Do you want to know what the Earth has to say today? Of course you do. After conservation efforts removed 1.3 million pounds of trash from the Los Gatos and Guadalupe creeks in San Jose, California, wild salmon have returned there and are spawning in record numbers. What? That just makes so much sense, right? Get the trash and you can live. Get the trash out, you can live. Nice, okay. Awesome. Hey, kiddos, come on up. We're going to give you a blessing and then let you guys rock and roll with your super hosts today. Claire and Jenny. Jenny's already in there in the nursery, but Claire's the brave soul, is going to take care of you guys. Yeah. All right. We'll do a blessing for the children. We'll pull it up on the screen here so we can give them a little blessing. We appreciate the holy gift you are. We see the Christ light shining in you. May you always know what a treasure you are. May you always bring your gifts freely and fully to the world. Namaste. Have fun. Don't break anything. We love you. All right, now we can talk about the good stuff that's quieted here. We have some announcements. We got some awesome stuff going on this week, as always, and funny-looking stuff on the screen, but don't worry about it. Just ignore that. We have, of course, tonight is Sound Bath. You guys know about Sound Bath. It happens every week. It is beautiful. They've really been evolving that, adding guest musicians sometimes, but whether there's the guests or the regulars, it is a beautiful experience and so relaxing, deeply relaxing. And all you do is you come, they clear out the floor, you just lie down, bring your cozy mats or your yoga mat or whatever, you lie down and you just chill and absorb, and it's beautiful. So that's every week, and tonight they are doing it. We also have another vision board workshop with Donna B. She had a great one, as she mentioned, and she has one more coming up Wednesday. So if you didn't get in on the last one, you can still sign up for one this Wednesday. Great way to start off your new year with a vision board. And she's one of those creative, fun, playful, energetic, inspiring people. So if you were going to do a vision board by yourself, that sucks. Nah, come do it with Donna. Come hang out with a bunch of people that are on the same page as you and create something beautiful to guide your new year. Okay, other than vision boards, one of the biggest things is not the newcomers' dinner, but I'll talk about that. It's the town hall meeting, but the newcomers' dinner, there we go, town hall meeting. This is tomorrow night, and this is one of the first ones we've actually had, and it's really important that we get as many of you as possible participating, because this is what we are going to use to help us make decisions for unity, where our unity is going to go. And the difference between a big corporate unity and our unity is that we can make decisions to make them happen tomorrow if we are all on the same page and we work together. So if you have ideas, if you have suggestions of how we can improve what we're doing, we're going to focus on our services that we provide and our membership model in this town hall meeting. And we're also going to take any questions and suggestions that you have, and we're going to make sure that our leadership team is considering those and implementing those if we can. So you can participate in person, which we really recommend, or you can do it online if you can't be here. But please participate, all right? Tomorrow night, spirit groups, nope, potluck dinner. You know, we do these every month, and it's either at Reverend Jane's house or Claire and I's house. This month it's at Reverend Jane's, and it's going to be this Thursday. And these are awesome way for anybody who is relatively new. You don't have to be a member. All you got to do is have not been to a newcomer's dinner. And even if you have been and you're really hungry and you want to go, you can still go if there's room. But there's only like 6 to 8 seats around the table. It's very intimate and it's wonderful. Claire and I love hosting them because we love to connect with people. And I guarantee you, if you go, you will enjoy connecting on a more deeper level with people rather than just the surface stuff. We always have intimate conversations, not just party chat at these meetings, at these dinners. So just sign up for that. Spirit groups, as you know, one of our backbone programs at Unity is spirit groups, because this is a way for us to really get to know each other, really connect, really grow spiritually. And we study a topic, a book, a video, and 3 of them that we have right now, 2 of them are almost full. One of them that I think is going to be really exciting is Soundtrack of Our Lives, which delves into music, which Yes, sorry, that didn't get changed up there, but it is on the 16th is the starting date. It's on the website, so when you go to sign up, it says 16th. Victor and Jilly are going to be hosting that one. That'll be awesome. Becoming Supernatural is full already. Compassionate Communication with Carol Fox, almost full. If you do want to sign up, get online and sign up right away. And we have more that'll be coming out, but these are ready to go, so go ahead and sign up for those. And there's going to be a play here. This is not something that Unity puts on, but we do host events here, which is great for you guys to know, is that we host concerts, plays, special events. If you know somebody or anybody who wants a place to do an event, tell them about Unity. We have an amazing system here. One of the things that's playing here is God of Carnage play starting on the 11th. And they have several shows. You can see our website for more. But this, I wish I was going to be here because it looks like it's going to be a pretty awesome show. All right, what else we got? We got for you to check the website. We have a calendar. We have printed calendars that Claire makes. Everything that's going on here. Whew, that's a lot, isn't it? Okay. We have a very special thing, which is introduction of our new members, which Reverend Jane is going to host. And come on up, Reverend Jane.
Actually have quite a few new members. Some of them are here in the room, and if you are, would you please come up here? And some of them are on Zoom, and we'll be seeing them on the screen. And some of them are in France, and they will not be attending today, but we'll introduce them to you later. The spiritual support animal. Who should be a member but didn't fill out his form, so we're waiting on him. Anna, come on up. All right, so let's see here. Let's start with Paul, since he's right here. Paul Hiatt is semi-retired. He was an electrician, or is an electrician, a mechanic, an engineer, a technician. His passions are spiritual growth and awakening, and physical energy, transformation, transmission, and generation. He had a nominally Christian childhood, but as an adult, he's been part of Unification Church, New Thought Christianity, especially Unity, Eastern Spirituality, A Course in Miracles, and A Course of Love. He was at Unity of the Valley in Eugene since about 1995, and he included service as a prayer chaplain and a board member, and he moved to Sisters, and he's been attending here since then. So he's interested in being on the cleaning team, the greeters, the prayer team, and facilities maintenance, and the men's group, and the seniors group, and A Course in Miracles. So welcome to Paul.
Thank you.
And this is Dennis Schoenberg. And Dennis also comes to us from another Unity. He was very active in Unity of Portland for many years, since like 2005, and he's attended here for the last couple of years. He's not from a religious family. He's retired, but his passion is aviation. And when we say retired, it's one of those things where, yeah, I thought he was retired, but then he's kind of stepping back in. And one of the interesting things about Dennis that you should ask about is he completed an Air Camino this fall. So talk to him about that. He has a private plane, and it was a bucket list thing for him. So he's interested in spirit groups, outdoor maintenance, and special events. So welcome to Dennis. And this is Maddie Caldwell and her support partner, William. Maddie is mother to Mabel and stepmother to Florence. She's a caregiver. Her passion in life is to be the best parent possible. She's been coming for about 2 years. She's interested in volunteering with the youth team and also being on the board. So she will become our youngest board member soon, assuming that you all vote yes. And if you don't vote yes, you have to step up and replace her and all the things she has said she will do. She's interested in spirit groups, parents group, and the women's group. So welcome, Maddie. And this is Anna, who, in the spirit of change, which is the topic today, changed her mind and came in person instead of on Zoom, which is why I don't have your rose here. Because you threw me for a loop. But Anna she's really into horses. She talked about the horse that had passed over, and she's been training horses for a long time. She's kind of a horse whisperer. She has, her passions are spirituality and gardening and music. She was raised as a Catholic, and over the years has attended everything from Protestant, evangelical, and charismatic to New Thought types of churches. She's trained as a pastoral care practitioner and has lots of volunteer hours at the Mayo Clinic in St. Charles and Bend. She's also volunteered as a singer-musician at St. Charles, in patient rooms and playing the big piano in the main room. Cantor at Taizé is something else she's been doing. She's been coming to Unity off and on since the Grange days, and she's interested in earth care, gardening, outside upkeep, prayer, and soulshine. And she's also interested in being involved in spirit groups, women's group, seniors group, and A Course in Miracles. So welcome to Anna. And then we have our online folks. So on the bottom of the screen is Allie Crane. And Allie is hailing us from Olympia, Washington. She is a retired financial manager and consultant. She found us about 6 months ago, as she was mentioning in celebrations, because Reverend Tamara and she were in the Infinite Possibilities training together, and Tam just roped her in. Good work, Tam. She loves cooking, reading, knitting, travel, bird watching, family, friends, spiritual discovery, and meditation. And this is an interesting thing about Allie. Her great aunt was a metaphysical minister with the First Church of Ancient Christianity, and that was Allie's spiritual start. She's been active in both CSL and Unity in Florida, Arizona, and Washington. She's served on prayer teams, hospice ministry, and been treasurer and helped edit Neville Goddard's spiritual lectures. She'd like to participate in spirit groups, seniors, women's, and A Course in Miracles. So welcome to Ally. And I'll mail you your certificate, Ally, and the little gold name tag will remain on the wall for your next visit. And then up in the top there, we have Kristen Poppert and Tor Brown. They're the parents of Finn Brown, who is 5, almost 6, a darling dog named Lucy, and a grumpy but sweet cat, Buckaroo. Kristen is a child and family therapist and a parent coach, and Tor is the product director for Hydro Flask. So let's, everybody who's got one, just raise a toast to Tor for developing what he does. Kristen's passions are outdoor pursuits: skiing, hiking, paddleboarding, yoga, reading, spirituality, learning about child and adult development. Tours are skiing, Nordic and alpine, mountain biking, running, hiking, tennis, landscaping, backyard projects, traveling. Kristen was raised with her dad with an understanding and love of the spiritual world. She attended a Unity church when she was very young. Though her parents divorced and her mom didn't have any interest in spirituality, her dad continued to foster her awareness of a connection to all and the positive force moving us toward good. She's believed in reincarnation from a young age. She attended a Christian college but questioned the beliefs such as who could go to heaven. She's always had interest and passion about spiritual existence. And Tor grew up in the 70s and 80s in California. His hippie mom, who was raised Mennonite, was a minister of the Church of Essence, which probably shared a lot of similar beliefs with Unity. She taught him there's an energy source throughout the universe which can be tapped into for guidance, wisdom, strength, safety, etc. Sounds like what we are talking about, right? She was very much into visualization and manifestation. His artist hippie dad was fiercely atheist and rarely spoke about religion. He was generally repulsed by all religion and only brought it up in its relation to historical works of art. So for much of his young adulthood, Tor landed somewhere between his parents' influences, between atheist and agnostic. He was always interested in the gap between science and the spiritual, leaning toward the randomness of it all, believing that the human craving for meaning, combined with our limited understanding of the universe, drove a uniquely human need for spiritual connection and explanation. In other words, spirituality was all in our heads, and a very human construct to help us relate to everything around us that science couldn't explain. As he's grown older, lived more, and read more, including Eckhart Tolle, who he found quite compelling after he finally listened to his wife and read it, his beliefs and interests shifted more toward an energy source or guiding wisdom behind the universe, down to the molecular subatomic level. He's still very fascinated by the connection between science, spirituality, human consciousness, and meaning. He's also seen a lot more evidence for past lives, which supports some level of reincarnation, and thinks a lot about how that ties into it all. Kristen and Tor have been coming since Christmas of 2022. Kristen is interested in admin, birthday bags, nursery, spirit groups, women's group, A Course in Miracles, and parents. And Tor is interested in gardening, marketing, the nursery, men's group, and parents group. So, welcome to. So I want to give everybody a chance to just say why you want to be a member. So let's start online with Tor and Kristen, and then Ally, and then we'll go to these folks here.
Let's see. So I decided to become a member when I reflect back on. I feel after service, during service, and it connects me to what's important and what matters. So, and I love that I get to be surrounded by people. You know, I know there's a range of beliefs, but there's a lot of similarities. And there's just like kindness and love. And it's a church that can really meet me where I am. So today I'm sick, but I'm still able to participate online, and that means a lot. And it's wonderful for us to have a sense of community because, you know, we're just doing like the American way, like live in our house and do our little things and come back to our house. So being connected to something greater and being able to have our son participate in that is really valuable. So I'm really happy to be a member.
And yeah, I would, of course, echo all of that. And yeah, just really enjoy having, you know, some structure around getting to learn and understand new ways of looking at the world and ourselves and myself. So yeah, everything that Jane shared that I'd written, feel like you know, as I've gotten older, I've been seeking more and more some structure around ways to get more involved and understand sort of the spiritual side of things. And so this has been such a treat, really, to have found and get to be a part of. So thank you.
I hope you can hear me. I feel that unity has always, it's like a spiritual pathway, and finding and meeting Tam and having her embrace me and say, you're going to join Unity of Central Oregon. Anyway, I loved it. From the moment I started connecting with you and became a chaplain once again, my whole life has enhanced once again. I absolutely love it. We're always on a path of spirituality for our entire lives. And I have been very blessed to have so many opportunities in that area. And by the way, I will be in Bend if the pass stays open and we don't get snowed out next weekend. So you don't have to send me anything. I will be there. So thank you very much. And just to let you know that as a prayer chaplain, y'all give me more, much more than I will ever give you, because it is so enhancing to be connected with people through the PR team and through the community. So thank you very much. Namaste.
So much already, but so for me, having been around Unity for a while, it's meant a huge amount. I've been surprised at how much I discover, the surprises of, oh, there's another aspect of life, there's another aspect of consciousness. So I love in Unity the openness and the curiosity that we have to continue to explore, to continue to discover ourselves, and really what it means to love each other, and to love, for me, to come to love myself so much more as well. So as I seriously considered moving to Central Oregon and kind of transitioning into retirement in this area, really happy to discover that this community was here and to begin to get connected with you all. So thank you.
I was part of Portland Unity for 15 years or so, and it was my spiritual home, it was my community. Those are separate things, but they're also the same thing, if you guys know what I mean. So when I moved over to Bend here a couple years ago, I've been coming here for 20 years, but I finally made the move to Bend. Reverend Lisa in Portland, who knows Reverend Jane quite well, said, you'll be in good hands when you move over there, and she was definitely right. So I just wanted to say I like being part of the spiritual community, and I like being part of the spiritual home of mine. Thanks.
Madeline hates public speaking, so she's going to make me speak for her. She's just really happy to be here to explore spirituality and God and the community. She had never had a church experience before in her life growing up, and so she felt very welcome here and has had nothing but love, and is just very happy to be here and force me to speak for her. So that's all I got. Thank you.
I've been part of a spiritual community in Bend for over 20 years. And in the past few years, people have been dying off, or passing. They've been passing. And so now we're meeting on Zoom. We're all over California, Washington, in the Valley. And so I've really been missing the people connection because it was a very active community. We got together often, and so I've gone to I've been part of the classes here in spirit groups. I was raised as a Catholic in a Lithuanian-speaking Catholic church, so I made up my own Catholic spirituality, and I've been that way ever since, I guess. And I had a relationship with Jesus as my older brother, and the Holy Spirit pretty much was my guide since the 30s when I first cracked open the Bible. And so I feel like I'll do okay here. Thanks.
All right, well, thank you, everybody, for being brave enough to come up here and for deciding that this is your spiritual home. Thank you.
And Soul Shine. I believe you guys have a song for us. No, wait. Yes.
Today I'm gonna try and change the world. Gonna take it one day at a time. I made my resolution, I've opened up my eyes. Today I'm gonna try and change the world. Gonna say hello to my neighbor, gonna greet him with a smile. Shake the hand of a stranger, sit and talk for a while. Gonna tell someone I love them from the bottom of my heart. Today I'm gonna try and change the world. Today I'm gonna try and change the world. I'm gonna take it one day at a time. I made my resolution, I've opened up my eyes. Today I'm gonna try and change the world. Gonna make sure my children know right from wrong. Never turn my back on those who need someone. Always gonna try to see myself through another's eyes. Today I'm gonna try and change the world. Today I'm gonna try and change the world. I'm gonna take it one day at a time. I made my resolution, I've opened up my eyes. Today I'm gonna try and change the world. I made my resolution, I've opened up my eyes. Today I'm gonna try. Today I'm gonna try and change the world. I'm gonna take it one day at a time. I've made my resolution, I've opened up my eyes. Today I'm gonna try and change the world. Today I'm gonna try and change
Thank you, Soulshine. You guys are amazing. And we have two speakers to share with you today. Our senior minister, Reverend Jane, which most of you already know. If you haven't met her, she's got a beautiful story that she will share with you and anybody. But you may not know Reverend Kelly Billings yet. He actually was here and did a really wonderful talk for us maybe over a year or so ago, something like that. Made a big impact, and he has become a member of this general community. One of the things that he does right now, in addition to many other things through his life, is he's a hospice chaplain. And if you have any experience with hospice, my dad's in hospice right now, and they are amazing. We're truly angels, and to be a hospice chaplain is quite a gift to people. So thank you for doing that, Kelly. We're excited to have you coming up and sharing with Reverend Jane. So welcome to the stage.
So when I did the little blurb for the newsletter, I didn't mention Reverend Kelly because that was not part of the plan at that point. So today's about change, and this actually came about over coffee on Friday or Thursday?
Thursday, yes.
Thursday.
If you go to coffee with Jane, I encourage you to be very careful because you don't know what might happen the next couple of days.
So change is something that happens, like a lot of us have had change in response to something that happens to us. And it's usually some kind of loss, right? Something gets yanked away through death, we get fired, the house burns down, and somebody divorces us. These kind of things we're all familiar with. We've had that. And so then we have to respond. We have to change because things are not the way they were. And that's the way. That's a way to change. And sometimes we're going to stand there and we're not going to change until something like that happens. So that's one option, but there are other ways. And the other ways are to pay attention to our discontent. Things that it's not sitting well with us the way it was before. And we could pay attention to that. Or maybe there's desire. It's just like we're kind of window shopping in life, and we see these things and we want them. And then the other way is just a nudge. We experience this nudge, and I think that's what happened with you and I when we were talking. And just the way the conversation was going, I just felt this nudge for me that, I should invite him to speak with me about this. And so then I turned around and nudged you, and he was gracious enough to say, yes.
Jane is very persuasive, and she's very gentle, she's very compassionate, she's very manipulative. No, I'm only kidding. But what Jane does wonderfully is help us see in ourselves what she and others around us see, but we often fail to see. And sometimes part of that change is hearing those nudges, is receiving them. Mm-hmm. I don't know about you guys or you, but often that nudge might start with a little tap on my shoulder or a little feather. And if I ignore it long enough, it usually ends up being a 2x4 upside the head, some way or another. But often we can find ourselves in sort of very just mediocre, it's okay. Do I really want to make the effort to change? We might find ourselves in a relationship like this or a job like this. Now, Kevin, thank you very much for what you said about hospice. I work with a wonderful, amazing people. Anybody that can show up and help people transition. And we don't use the word death because we don't believe there's a death. I don't believe there's a death. It's just a transition, a transformation. It's a change. But sometimes when we find ourselves, we are so resistant. And sometimes even as people prepare to cross over, they're highly resistant. They've not done their stuff. They've really avoided the change that they knew was coming. And it's really hard on them, and it's really hard on their families. Those end up in the state that we call terminal agitation. And just as we see a lot of people identifying those spiritual beings and their ancestors in the room that we can't see, and often reaching towards them, people who aren't ready to go will be pushing those away. We watch their face for anxiety, their eyebrows and their forehead for crinkling. We look for nonverbal cues of what's going on, an external indication of the internal process. So if you're over 35 or 40 years old, you're dying. I'm sorry to tell you this, but biologically speaking, that's when our bodies start to decline. And if I've learned one thing in hospice, it's be ready. Now, sometimes the challenge for people is, how do we navigate this? You know, Viktor Frankl, and a lot of you guys may know Dr. Frankl. He was an Austrian psychologist, and he really started following up on Freud's work, and his life got interrupted by being placed in a Nazi internment camp. And it was in this camp he realized, and he continued his work in practice, and not just in writing or in theory, but he realized that people needed meaning and purpose. Now, one of his criticisms of Freud was Freud's thesis that we are controlled or highly motivated by the pursuit of pleasure. Frankl theorized it was really the meaning of purpose. Purpose and meaning is what we really need. And that's one of the things we see in hospice, is because when people get to that point where they just can't do what they used to do, they often somehow or another share some lament, some complaint that I really sum up as, how do I live while I'm dying? Because they're still here, they haven't crossed over yet. And it's this absence of meaning and purpose. And what Frankl wrote in his book, Humans Search for Meaning, is that one of the biggest distractions to meaningfulness is the pursuit of pleasure, that we distract ourselves from pleasure. And unfortunately, man, we live in an age where we can distract ourselves so easily, and we miss the nudges. We miss the taps on the shoulder. We might miss that friend saying, hey, we didn't plan for this, but come do this.
It's so easy to do. I think we get distracted not only by pleasure, but just by all the things that are going on. Like this morning, for example, I just had this feeling that Anna was going to be here, but I was busy doing other things, and I almost brought that extra rose, but I thought, oh, she'll tell me if she's going to change her mind. And she didn't. Or if she did, I can't say that I checked my messages because, I'm not busy on my phone in the morning. And so that was just, that's just a minor example. This is not critical if Anna didn't get a rose and I ignored that nudge, but it would have been so much sweeter if I had listened. And so nudges happen on that level. And if we practice listening to them when there isn't so much at stake, then we get more and more adept at being in the flow. And you can practice this. You can practice it with, just deciding what route you're going to take. Maybe you're going to avoid an accident on the one that you didn't take, and maybe you're not, but you're practicing getting out of a rigid groove, because rigidity is sort of like being dead, right? And we get content with the way things are, and we don't want to change it. We're in a groove, but we're not living. And it's okay for a little while. Everybody needs a rest. We all go to bed and we sleep for a while, and maybe we're active in the dream state, but physically we're not doing anything then, and that's okay. But we can't stay in bed forever. At some point, we have to get up and be moving again. And so the same is true in terms of our lives when we have something that is getting stale. We need to take a step, do something else. And, I just want to point out Kelly is so eloquent with what he said already. And I want you to know that we didn't prepare this. Now, you've come to expect that from me. But what you don't know is that I do that to other people too. And so I didn't say, you talk about these things and I'll talk about these things. We had a 1-minute conversation this morning, and he said, well, I've got this quote, and that's what he walked in here with. And I actually had a note card with some ideas, and some of them may come out, but we didn't plan it because we're both trusting that there's something bigger that is moving through us, and it will be here. And I don't know if that's how you did talks before, because he was a Methodist minister, and so this is not the first time he's getting up on stage, but it's been a while.
It has, and there was a combination of preparation, but also release, which is really the hard part. Mm-hmm. And one of the things I hated to do that you guys do so well is give a title and a topic to my message, because come Sunday morning, it might be something very different.
I feel completely free to ignore it.
But it's in that freedom and that flexibility, if we can get out of some of our rigidness and some of our ruts and our tracks, it's where we can really fully move into being, our wonderful selves and what we came to the planet to do, and being aligned with our desires. Now, again, Kevin, thank you for your comments on working as a hospice chaplain. But the fact that people are aided in this is a side effect of the primary reason. I do this because it's aligned with me right now. And if it wasn't aligned with me right now, I couldn't, nor should I, be doing it. But it's in this alignment and me receiving the joy from what I do, it spills over to others. And I think we often miss that because we're so heavy. The expectations we often find ourselves from our supervisor or our bosses or our loved ones or somebody around us, and the expectation to be what we've always been, is pretty big. And sometimes making those changes might be met with resistance. Sometimes we hear that little small voice deep, deep, deep inside of us, but then it's like, oh no, I can't do that. And that's what I did with ministry and public speaking. I was born premature and had a speech impediment. And the scariest thing in the world I could do was speak in public. So I ran from it for about 8 years. But sometimes that greatest weakness tends to be our greatest strength.
So you ran from it after you were a Methodist minister?
Both.
Both.
I ran from this call, what we would say in the church, a call to ministry, for about 8 years. And then when my spiritual deconstruction began, then I ran from the church and all of that. Because I learned a lot of things that had been taught was inaccurate. A lot of things that I had taught was inaccurate. They weren't true. And then what have I done to hinder or hamper the spiritual growth of others? And so the fact that I would re-engage with unity, and Reverend Jane, a year ago, invited me to speak. That's a big deal. And I thank you for that.
Calls have a funny way. When something is calling you, you can ignore it, but only for a while. That story in the Bible about Jonah and the whale, Jonah ended up in the whale in the story because he was running away from a call. The call that he was getting was go to preach to these people in Nineveh that he didn't want to preach to those people. He didn't think they deserved to hear that message. And so he didn't want to do it. And he got on a boat to head the other way. And so then the storms start coming up, and finally the people on deck realize that, oh, we've got somebody on board who's a pariah. Let's throw him overboard and our problems will be over. So that's what they did. Now, this is a made-up story. This is, just in case you're hanging on a God that would do this to somebody, it's made up. But it's a story about a call. And what happens that you get into a fish was an Aramaic expression, like, oh, we're in a big kettle of fish. We've used that expression. It means you get yourself into trouble when you go in a direction that is opposite of where you're being called. So when Kelly's talking about that call that is continuing to work on him, he's paying attention. And part of what I'm passionate about is, especially when I hear somebody has a call to leadership, I want to nudge or boot or whatever I need to do, because I just have this belief that if we aren't all stepping into the leadership that we came here to be, and it looks different for everybody. Like right now, Maddie was talking about in her introduction that she's passionate about being the best mother she can be. So that may not look like leadership to anybody, but to those two little girls, that's important leadership. It's very important. It's critical in forming the people that they will grow to be. And so everybody has a way that we are called. And I want to support that. And I want a community where there isn't just one leader, because I believe that that is impossible. It's too big of a burden for one person to start out with, and it is ignoring the talent that is out here. And so, have coffee with me at your peril. If need be, but you don't have to kick and scream. You could just come along.
One of the things I love about that Jonah story, just to riff on it for a moment, is the reason Jonah didn't want to go to Nineveh is because he really didn't like those folks. And God wanted him to show up and show them some love. And we see that same theme like in the Christian scriptures, where these religious leaders keep coming up to Jesus, or Yeshua, as I like to say, and they ask him, teacher, Rabbi, what's the greatest commandment? He says, love God with all you got. Love your neighbor as yourself. Then on one occasion, this religious and legal scholar tried to trap Jesus and said, well, who's my neighbor? And really, after 2,000 years of study, what we know he was asking was, who don't I have to love? Who's in this circle and who's out? And these nudges, no matter what they are, they have no greater or lesser importance. It's about you being the soul you came to be on this planet. But they usually do include showing up and just being love and light. It's that simple, and it's that hard.
I think part of this, too, is remembering who we are. Because it's so easy. And one of the reasons we don't change is because we have all those excuses. Like, oh, I'm too old. Or I'm not good enough at that. People wouldn't like what I'm doing. It's going to be too hard. We have all these excuses, and those come from an ego perspective. They're us telling ourselves that we're this small, but we're not. That's not who we are. That's appearances. It's not truth. Who we are is the I am, the creative force that is flowing in every moment into expression. Maybe it all came with the Big Bang. Boom! Now it's in form. And maybe there was more. Maybe there were more Big Bangs. It would not be the first time that somebody stood up and said, this is how it works scientifically. This is the story. The earth is flat. And everybody nodded, yep. And then we go along a few centuries and realize, oh, no, actually it's not. So I don't know what is scientifically true. What I know spiritually is that force never stops expressing. And the unity's second principle is that we are that force in expression. So each one of you is here expressing the creative allness. And there is always more for you. It doesn't stop, ever. It stops in physical form when you die, and then you move into a new form. I was talking to Jen yesterday. She's a scientist, and she's been studying all these near-death experience expressions. And there's so many that are out there, people talking about what it's like on the other side. So we know it doesn't stop. It will never stop. And if we step into our knowing of who we are, this great creative force, then we get out of that littleness that says, I can't. And we get into the bigness that can, must, will. We have to know that we're not alone. We have a whole tribe of people here. I am not the only one willing to do some nudging. If you chat with others, if you get in a spirit group and you divulge this secret longing, I am willing to put money on it that there are other people who are going to.
And if you don't divulge it, I sort of say indulge it, but that's what you really do need to do. If you don't divulge it, your heart gives you away to yourself. As it is often, we know when we're in alignment and know when we're out. But we're often really good at distracting in many different ways. It's easy to do, but you know. And it's not only you. You've got Source, and you've got a whole team of spirit guides. And I think for all of us, they are like cheering us on and nudging us so much more than we ever really know. Ever really know. So you're not alone in this.
Yeah. And I think you may or may not have experienced that presence of these guides. They're there. And if you haven't experienced it, pretend they're there. Pretend that they're there. And ask yourself, well, if they were there, what would they be telling me to do? If they were there, how would they be helping me? And how would I be moving? And then do that. Because it's the fake it till you make it idea, but it actually works.
It does.
It works. And you can't afford to waste this one precious life you're given. Don't be afraid of changing. Think about, what is at the core of you, and hold true to that. When we talk about this meeting that we're going to have, the town hall meeting, as a community, we're really committed to continuing to listen to Spirit. And where are we moving toward? And so we're asking questions on the board like, are we getting stale anyplace? Is there something are there people that are being excluded by the format we have now? Do we need to change things up? Do we need to add something? And we're doing that because we're not afraid of change. We've changed a lot of things in our service over the years, and what it creates is a living organism. Mm-hmm. And people are attracted to what is alive. And so we grow because when you walk in the door, you can feel there's life here. And so we have to keep doing that. We can't get to the point where we'll say, yeah, this is pretty good. All right, we're done. Because then we're dead. So we're not changing just for the sake of change. We're changing as needed because we're listening and because we believe that the creative force is always in motion. And the creative force doesn't just speak to me or to the board. The creative force is expressing as all of you. So be listening and sharing. Don't keep it to yourself and then someday say, oh, I always thought blah, 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 but I never said it, because that doesn't help anybody. And you don't have to be here for 20 years to have a voice. You could have walked in the door today for the first time and see with new eyes and have an impression that you would gift the rest of us with if you shared it. Change happens because we are daring as a community. It's interesting, in Unity worldwide right now, there is a big conversation going on about who are we? What are we here to be? And there are some who say, we are Christian. We're Christians expressing in a particular way. And we are true to our founders who said this and thought this and did this and wrote that. And that's what they want. But that's static. That's saying this is how it was. And at the time, it was a great thing. The founders brought in a bridge between traditional Christianity and a new possibility. And so people could come in and they could still be Christians and they could start looking at the Bible in a non-literal way. And that was life-changing for them. And they brought in the whole idea of healing, that our circumstances are not life sentences. We can change it all. So those were wonderful things that the founders brought in. And just like Jesus, they were not intending to be icons. Jesus never said, worship me. Here, let me pose so you can make a statue. No. Jesus was all about, hey, it's in here. The kingdom of heaven is in here. Listen to it. Bring out the love that's in here. Bring it out into the world. He had no interest in being worshiped. And so when we get into religions that are constructed around worshiping Jesus, we're missing the point. So what we need, I think, is to take what's the essence of that. The essence of that is that the founders of Unity created a bridge. So what's the bridge that is needed today? What's the bridge between what we know and what people that haven't heard of Unity are aching for? How can we reach out? Who is not getting to hear these messages because they feel excluded? How can we embrace them? These, to me, are the important questions. And the creative force that is within us is going to show us the answers if we listen, and we listen as a group. I don't know. What do you think? Is that a wrap?
I think it is. I think I'm done.
All right. Let's have some meditation.
Okay, I'd like you to close your eyes if you feel moved. I'd like you to feel Pachamama under your feet. What a blessing and a miracle it is to sit and to breathe. So as we go into this meditation, there was a nudge that Nico had for us to do the meditation together, and here we are. Nudge away, Nico. And so as we go into this meditation, I want you to think about some place that maybe there's some rigidity in your life. Is it with another person? Is it with work? Is it with housing? Is it with complaints? Some kind of rigidity that's living within you, if at all. And as we go through this meditation, what I'd like you to think about and envision is washing away and softening that rigidity. Because as we let go of rigidity, there's lots and lots of room for love and softness and kindness to replace it. Welcome back.
Look at me. Look at me. I am changing, trying every way I can. I am changing. I'll be better than I am. I'm trying to find a way to understand, but I need you, I need you, I need a hand. I am changing, seeing everything so clear now. I'm changing. I'm gonna start right now, right here. I'm hoping to work it out, and I know that I can. But I need you. I need a hand. All my life I've been a fool who said I could do it all alone. How many good friends have I already lost? How many dark nights have I known? Walking down the wrong road, there was nothing I could find. All those years of darkness, they can make a person blind. But now I can see I am changing. I'm trying every way I can. I'm changing. I'll be better than I am. But I need a friend to help me start all over again. Oh, that would be just fine. But I know it's gonna work out this time. 'Cause this time I am. This time I am. I am changing. I'm gonna get my life together now. I am changing. Yes, I know how. I'm gonna start again, leaving my past behind. I'll change my life. I'll make a vow, and nothing's gonna stop me now. Are we doing there? Yeah, I gotta do offerings. Oh my goodness.
I'm glad I nudged you to come up and sing. It's all because of me, I'm sure. He's doing that even not feeling good. He's singing amazing. Oh, man. Thank you, Reverend Jane Kelly. Reverend Kelly, that was such a poignant talk because I can so relate to being nudged myself by Jane many times over the years. And one of the things that I'm passionate about is travel and taking people on tours. Claire and I take people on travel tours. And the reason I realize that I love it so much is that it really forces us to embrace change and to live in that following spirit, right? Listening to the spirit say, go talk to this person. You're lost. What are you going to do? Where should you go? It's amazing what happens when you open up that door and let spirit speak. Is anyone here for the first time today for this amazing, beautiful hello? Would you feel like saying hello and introducing yourself? Would you do that? I'm going to give you a mic, and if you want to sing a song, that's totally fine as well. But if not, just say hello.
Not very good with technology, so
That's
is
okay.
it even working?
It's working.
Okay.
It's working.
Hi. My name is Raven, and actually I'm going to reframe what I am after this talk today. I am a mortality mastery facilitator and integration specialist, aka I am a death doula. And my mom brought me here today. Because I've been searching for a community, so I just moved here, not just maybe 4 years ago.
Yeah.
But
in the grand scheme of the world, that's a pretty small
yeah,
amount of time.
I'm a bit of a hermit, so anyway.
Thank you for being here with us.
Yeah.
Thank you. Anybody else? Anybody else want to say hello? Anybody new? Yes, we do. Hi.
Hi.
What's your name?
My name is Linda Much.
Hi, Linda.
I was actually here yesterday, but backing up a bit, I had been caretaking for my ex-husband who moved from Colorado to here to be close to our daughter. And so that was what brought me to Bend. Nudged and didn't like being here in the cold. I'm from California, moved to Colorado. That was my first introduction to that wet stuff, which was beautiful. This is a bit colder, but I have a lot of teachings, a lot of experience. I've worked with a lot of people passing over, him being one. There's been 7 this year that I've assisted. So now I have the space to pursue my interests. And they are, everything I've heard today just talks to me. It's so wonderful. I came yesterday to a drumming ceremony. I have Native American teachings, and I have a big drum. But I didn't bring it yesterday. I just wanted to see where you were, because I had had nudges and intentions. So starting the new year, I'm following an intention.
Awesome. Thank you. Wow, what a beautiful share. All right, they're showing up.
Hi, my name is Erin, and I attend a Unity in Wimberley, Texas, and I'm here visiting the Toso family. My children and their son have since gravitated to the youth group, and I invited them to come today because Esther and I share some similar spiritual beliefs, and I said, hey, is there a Unity in Bend while I'm here for the week? Would you like to come? I would like to go check it out, because whenever I travel, I like to go to whatever the local Unity is and just, have the experience. And especially as a musician, I always appreciate and, honor the wonderful music that a lot of the Unity spaces have. And I was not disappointed today. It was lovely, lovely service, lovely.
Nice. Woo! And our unity is the best unity, right? I mean, We are all one. We are all one. Yeah, but we're all one, but we're the best.
Hi, I'm Esther. This is Lonnie. I think our son Lucas is back there. We landed in Bend last year. I have a health journey last year, and I knew I came to Bend for a reason. Spiritual journey has been long for me, and we traveled for a year. We were nomadic. This is how we met Aaron, and we are not traveling now, but all the people that we've connected with are coming to us in Bend, and for a reason. Today's the reason, one of the many reasons Aaron's here. Brought us to unity. So that's our little journey. Do you want to add anything? Okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Anybody else? Howdy doody.
Hi, how you doing? I'm doing well, thank you.
Yeah, what's your name?
My name's John, and I moved up to Central Oregon about 4 years ago, right before COVID, and not knowing anyone. And I've been dying, I won't use the word dying,
There's a lot of that going on today.
I've been longing to develop community, and I get this feeling that I've gotten so used to isolating that I haven't been putting myself out there and developing community. And I got nudged from a gal named CJ, and I don't know if, Paul, if you're CJ's friend that we got the email from. Yeah, anyway, she nudged me earlier this week about unity because she knew my sense of spirituality, and so I decided to show up, and it is in alignment with what my beliefs are, and thank you for being so welcoming.
Awesome. Thank you. Hi. We got a lot of new people. That's awesome today.
Hi, I'm Sam. I found a Unity church once, like over a decade ago in North Carolina, and I loved it. And I haven't lived in areas that have them in quite a while. And then I just drove past the building one day, and I was like, "Oh my God, that's a Unity church."
Sort of hidden on the side of the right in front of the highway here. Yeah.
So excited to have found it. I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Sam. Welcome. All right, we get everybody? Awesome sauce. Well, thank you guys for joining us. And if you haven't noticed already, we have a pretty stinking amazing community here. It really is. And if you've been here as long as I have, which is 8-ish, 9-ish years, I'm still a baby in it, but it is part of your life. And one of the things that I cannot imagine is not having this community to come to every Sunday. And the reason that it is here is because we all contribute to ensuring that it's going to be here for us every single week with all the classes, the teachings, the offerings that we have. So consider that maybe when we bring our greeters up, we're going to throw some baskets around. Put your prayer claims in the baskets, too, if you filled those out. If you're a new person and you want to fill out the little blue card in the back of the seats next to you, you can get on the email list and you'll get information on all the cool things that are going on. Throw those in there, too. Your donations help keep us here, so you don't have to imagine what it would be like if we weren't. Let's make this year an awesome one. Thank you, guys. Let's send this up. Go for it. To Mike.
I got gratitude in my heart. I got gratitude in my soul. I just want to say thank you. Thank you. I just want to say thank you. And thank you. I just want to say thank you for it all. Thank you for it all. I got gratitude in my heart. Gratitude in my soul. In my soul, baby. I just want to say thank you. Mahalo. I just want to say thank you. I just want to say thank you for it all. Thank you for it all.
Bless these goodies here together, if you wouldn't mind joining me. From the love of pure spirit within us, we bless these gifts. We send them forth to heal, bless, and prosper. They are evidence of our faith and belief. They do good work in the world and return to us multiplied abundantly. And so it is. Woo. Thank you, everybody. We have one more thing to do together, and then we're going to release you. We ran a little long today, but I think it was worth it. We had some good stuff let's do our prayer of intention. This is an affirmation on how we're going to show up in the world until we meet again. All right? Holy light shines within and all around me, a presence of love that is always there. I am that presence. I am a radiant field of love energy. I am holy light. My essence cradles and guides me. I am a gift in this world. I go forth from here in joy to bless the world with my loving light. Thank you, everybody. Have a beautiful week.
I got gratitude in my heart. I got gratitude in my soul. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you. I just want to say thank you. Have a great week. I just want to say thank you.